And Warriors to the One-on-One podcast. This is your host Weston Weekly. We're getting right into it with John. John, welcome to the show, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I know it's one of those things where not talking to someone you never talked to. I know it's one of those things where some people are comfortable showing their face, which I'm respectful of that. If someone's not comfortable, I never want to push them to. But it's still amazing that you were able to come on here and talk to me, and explain yourself and talk to me about like what you think of the league and etc. So, going forward, man, like who got you into the league?
Mondo.
Mondo. Nice,
Yes, sir.
nice, nice. How long have you been playing games with him?
Mondo and I have been playing for about maybe three Maddens now. I got in the league late with a guy I used to play 2K with, and he was like, "Hey, I know you play Madden," and I got into the league, and Mondo's in the same division as I, and we've been battling ever since.
Dang. Okay. Cool. Cool, man. Yeah. No, I get that. I definitely have had my rivals in the past as well. And in terms of
Yeah, yeah,
battles, me and Charlago are one of the biggest rivals in the league. He clowns on me. He gets the best of me. Vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah,
But we keep on playing games. He's killing it with the Colts right now. Shout out to him. That run to the
yeah.
left. But
He had a big win against Mondo the other day.
yeah, dude. Yeah, he's been balling with those Colts, man. He's got to put his head down, keep grinding, and make those playoffs for the first time in Madden 26. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, man, thanks for coming on. And like I said at the beginning of this, moving in a different direction. What was or who is one person in the league that other than Mondo that you really have seen like is a good player in your eyes or anything like that? Anybody that you can really speak to?
Um, I think his name West. Well, you Weston, but the guy that has the Cardinals, I think he had
Oh,
him for
West
the
Side
last.
District. Yeah, West Side District.
Weston. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. West Side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's real
yeah,
good. I'm looking for him. Hope
yeah.
I can beat him in the Super Bowl this year. So,
Hey, dude.
but yeah,
Hey, you're doing a really good job so far. With those Dolphins, man. Like, one thing that I would like to point out, just because people in the league have noticed, like, just based off how you run your offenses. Even when I played you earlier in the season, is you play just like Mondo, like literally, like it's crazy that you guys became friends just because of how identical the offense is, if that makes sense. Like just because you both kind of run a similar type offense, and then you guys both wait to the last second to hike the ball. Um,
yeah.
did he kind of teach you that scheme, or did you just kind of like steal it, or maybe he stole it from you? Like, how did that come about?
I would say in a boxing analogy, styles make fights. So,
Gotcha.
um, let me just speak to why I do it.
Okay,
I guess
that'd be
to
great.
yeah, address the critics. I guess. So well, first I used to play football, and
Mm-hmm.
so one thing you would try to do, our coach would always tell us, is play to your advantages, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so if I pick a play, like I come up with five wise. Everybody's seen it, so it's nothing new. And I come up with wise, right? And so if I see three down linemen, it's like, hey, it's advantageous for me to run the ball. So I'll audible to a run play because have offensive linemen to your three. So it's basically as simple as that. I play to my advantages.
play to your advantages. All right, man. I like it. There's no rule against that, man. But it's one of those things where I was like, bro, just hike the ball when I play
Yeah,
defense.
yeah,
Like,
it's
uh,
frustrating. It takes a while to, especially when you play a good player like yourself. It takes a while to kind of read your
yeah,
defense to try to see what play I'm going to do. And
exactly.
if I could take a minute to look at it, I would. But I only got 30 seconds, so
Yeah, yeah, definitely. One thing that I need to evolve into to my offense personally is motions. I feel like doing motions might be something that it'd be benefit of me just because like I used to mess with motions a while ago, like a couple years ago in Madden, but I got away with it just because like I felt like the time it took to set up the motions didn't really ever set up for success for myself. Maybe
Yeah,
the
yeah,
game has changed. I just feel like to go through the whole process and doing the motions. I just never really got a crazy amount of big plays from it. Maybe this game has changed where it is beneficial, which a lot of people in our league do run motions. When I played
yeah,
Adrian the other day, he was kicking my ass with motions.
yeah, yeah,
I was able to get him back at the end, but just playing more defensive football, playing more like to the RPOs that he was running, and then I was able to play underneath to get those interceptions. But shout out to Adrian, man. He's a great player as well. I love that kid, man. That guy's awesome, dude. Like speaking to the league, man. Like I asked you before we started this, like anything about this league that you would like change with it, or you. I know you mentioned before we started recording that like there's issues, but like nothing's gonna be perfect as well. Like I stated.
yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to point out?
Um, like I said, before we got on the call, like overall, it's ran pretty good, pretty well. Only thing I would say that I would like in this, I guess, a pet peeve is just you have more of a franchise feel to it. And
Gotcha.
what I mean by that is, um, I know we only do one season, but maybe one season just try, do a draft. I think it'd be a nice kick to, have a draft with everybody on there, drafting the players, y'all can even do a podcast with that, just maybe one season, try it out,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah, and also maybe because I know we really don't focus on per se the franchise element of it, but we can maybe start off with like one or two superstars that kind of help other teams, the bottom feeders,
Yeah.
have a
No.
maybe a better chance to compete with, the Ravens or the teams that have what maybe five or six or seven superstars. It's kind of hard with how Madden is played now to compete if you don't have superstars on the team. So
Gotcha. No, I can understand where you're coming from. I know one of the things with Mike, he just always wants the league, to be, not essentially like just not so many rules, but then like less complications with certain things where, you know, he doesn't want to make it too overwhelming. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I think that's one of the things where it's something to look into. That's the thing about Mike is he's always willing to listen to people, and I respect that about him because there's other people in other leagues that I've witnessed where it's like if you point out something or say anything, it's just like, oh, shut up, I'll kick you out of the league if you like try to
yeah, yeah,
undermine me over, you know what I mean? So it's like I that's one thing I respect about him is he does take criticism and he kind of talks through it with Chris and and D'Lo and everybody else. So I definitely respect him for that. But
yeah,
yeah, man, like one thing that about this league that I like and I love about it, and that's why I spend so much time with the videos and the podcasts and everything that I try to put into this league is that like I love that we're a community and it's not every week there's a new player in that different team. And that's one thing that I love about it the most is that it's always the same people coming back every season. And we have a few people that might have something going on in their life, but they always eventually come back, especially with Crook coming back recently. Um
yeah.
and I think that's do you know much about Crook? I know that Mondo said that of him, but yeah, you guys aren't like friends
Yeah,
or anything like
I
that.
think we played in a league together a couple of Maddens ago, but I don't
Gotcha.
really just know him per se. But if you don't mind, let me ask you a question about Crook. So he did come back, right? And he had the Browns when he
Yeah,
first came back.
yeah. So
How
so
did how did he get Green Bay? Just out of curiosity. I don't keep up with the chat all the time, but when I saw that, I was like, "Well, God, I would like to get Green Bay myself," So
no, so
just asking.
yeah, I can kind of explain it, and it's honestly a couple of things are my bad. Sometimes like I overstep personally sometimes, and that's
Okay.
that's that's one of the aspects of my suspension that I took a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But with going into that direction, what happened there was essentially we had people on the waiting list at that point, and both of those people that were in front of Crook had life situations with work and they couldn't fully commit to stepping into that role as the Packers. And then the other person couldn't do it either. I can't remember what the other reasoning was. And then there was another topic being tossed out there about how about one of one of the player trades teams, but we have never done that before, and that just felt wrong. So the only choice we really had at that point, after the guy that was using the Packers had to get kicked out because he wasn't playing his games, Crook stepped into that role as that
Okay.
player. So that's kind of the domino effect on how that happened, and it sucks because Crook is such a good player, and he was able just to lock down a top 10 team in the NFL. That's
Yeah.
especially in the game. The Packers aren't no slouch. So especially Micah
Yeah.
Parsons and all those kind of players. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
The
yeah, it's
receivers. I mean, it's a great team.
Romeo Dobbs, the corners,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was one of those situations where just because he was the next in line, we weren't gonna just be like, oh, bro, like you can't have them or do the other off. And I was kind of against the whole trade situation just because we've never done that before, or switch
Yeah.
teams. Like I just I didn't feel comfortable with that. I feel like that would be whack. So, but
I got you.
yeah, man, I appreciate you definitely doing this with me. I know that's one of those things where this chat does get crazy, so it is hard to keep up with everything. But I definitely appreciate you coming on here and talking with me and just sharing a couple of things about the league and how you feel about certain things and just kind of bringing a face to you, so people kind of like know who you are. So I definitely do
Yeah,
appreciate it, dude.
I apologize for not showing my face. I'm not as handsome as Mondo, so
Hey,
just
dude. Hey, bro. Hey, I don't judge, bro. Like I'm nothing either, bro. Like, hey, like we just want to get to know you. Like, hey, like Chris jumps on and shows himself, so that shows a lot. For
Oh
him
yeah,
for him to show himself, like, come on, like I'm pretty sure you
yeah.
look totally fine. All right, thank you, John, for coming on the Madden Warriors podcast named Faces. I definitely appreciate it. And good luck the rest of the season. And hopefully we see you in the playoffs like we know you're gonna be and ball out. So I appreciate you coming on, man.
I'm trying to see you week 18, and
Week
maybe next
18.
time I'll show my face.
All right, bro. All right. I'm holding you to that. I'm holding you to
Oh
that.
man, I'm a man of my word, so I'll do it.
All right. All right, bro. Sounds good.